I'm going to jump on my phone and see if I can hear our conversation, if there's any echoes or anything like that happening. Hmm. Hmm. All right, I said start streaming. It says it's online, but online says there's an error playing it, so maybe give it a minute. Oh, looks like it's actually working right now. All right, can you say something for a bit?
Yeah. So where are you streaming this to? The Gen Studios YouTube or the Techlahoma YouTube? Techlahoma Switch, Gen Studios YouTube?
Yeah, Techlahome's Twitch and Gin Studios YouTube channel.
Were you able to hear me okay? Do I need to
I
keep
don't think
talking?
it's caught up with the part that you started talking yet. Actually, it's delayed.
Okay. How about now? No? How about
I think
now?
it's. I haven't clicked stream. Maybe the streaming ability is broken for what I'm doing right now. Maybe they changed the streaming key. No, because it actually it says that it recorded me for all of a couple seconds, and then it said past stream. Like this is a past stream from a couple minutes ago. So let's just give it a second. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's actually going. Go ahead and say something again.
How about now? Yeah. Says it's streaming about 2 minutes ago.
Yep, looks like it's actually good. Yeah, very nice.
Hold up. Hold up the number like two or something.
I didn't check the YouTube stream, but I think yeah, it was about 5 seconds behind now. I think it got caught up and everything looks good.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Oh, I can't. I forgot I can't do a sound check because for some reason Google Mute like focuses my microphone. Everything else that needs the speakers anyway goes away.
Oh
So
gosh.
I can't be in a meet and watch a YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can't figure it out.
All right. Yep. And just so you know, I'm not going to be streaming your the Google Chat video. I'm just going to be streaming pretty much either myself or the screen, like the thing that you see in the Google Chat is what I'll be streaming. But you will be heard. You just won't be seen.
Sounds good.
All right. Mhm. I sort of want this to catch on. It's going to be very ad hoc and random, just random typing. So it's literally going to be just off the top of my head. I put no effort into it over the weekend, like thinking about what I'm going to do or anything, because I really want it to be as like pure. I'm just programming. I'm just a guy who's okay at programming. Hopefully above average at programming. Doing some code. And people can see like how that looks because a lot of junior developers or code novices, people just starting, or even like mid-level developers, they don't know. Maybe what I do, they're gonna be like, that looks exactly like what I do, and then it gives them confidence. Like this is the same way that I do things. You know, that'd be a really good outcome of this.
Yeah, it might be worth stating at the beginning, like, we're giving you the kind of the high level of what pair programming can look like or should look like even.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm. I have as of a couple months ago or whatever, I started using Restream, and Restream is what lets me post to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, be streaming to both those at the same time. I think it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the whole point of me saying that. So Restream has an OBS plugin, so I can see both the chats. So if somebody's chatting in YouTube and or in Twitch, it's like right here in front of me is like one chat room. It's pretty cool. And if I say something here, it posts to both of those. It's pretty neat.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna grab some water and hit the bathroom.
All right. I know we got a couple people in here joining in a couple minutes early. This stream, I'll probably state it there, but I think the point of this stream is to show like I'm literally going from ground zero to just like whatever we come up with. And if you just joined a couple minutes ago, we were talking about probably a little bit too early. We came up with the idea of doing like a tic-tac-toe, like a tic-tac-toe thing is the first thing that came to the top of our head. But I'll ask the chat during the stream if anyone's interested in seeing anything else. Just programming, just throwing some stuff out there so people can see, yeah, that's the way I do it too, and gain a little bit of confidence. Or, oh, maybe I can give a comment of, hey, you should try this thing or whatever, and sort of do some pair programming with everyone in the chat, even though it's Howard and I mainly in the Google Meet talking. All right, yeah. I think the audio's all good. All right, we got a couple people join in now. That's really cool. I was really hoping for just a couple people to join at least, maybe give some feedback on what they think. Go ahead and start posting right now if you have any ideas for just like a quick little a quick little app that might take someone 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that to build. The best thing we came up with so far is tic-tac-toe. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know. If you think it's not a good idea, let me know. But go ahead and say anything in the chat if anyone wants to say anything. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on talking about these slides here. Anyway, welcome back, Howard. Okay, so if you're if you come to these streams and you are not a member of Techlahoma's Slack, then it's free to join. You literally just go to this link and it gives you an invite, and then you can jump in Slack. That way you can chat with me and literally anyone else. There's thousands of members on this Slack for all kinds of different things. There's UX people, there's functional developers, there's all kinds of people. There's a little job site, but the job site is for Oklahoma-based people. So if you're in another state looking for a job, then it wouldn't make sense for you to come to this job set. But yeah, there's lots of channels. These are just a couple that I frequent, I guess you could say. So Techlahoma is sponsored by the Techlahoma Foundation, and it's a nonprofit group. There's a bunch of user groups, not just this OKC Sharp user group, which is a whole bunch of .NET stuff. C Sharp is a little bit of a misnomer, but there's all kinds of other user groups, web development, functional stuff, and all kinds of different things. There's a free code camp user group also. So there's also free local tech events. So there's all kinds of things you can go to. They have these little meetups and stuff in Oklahoma City and Tulsa where you can go hang out after work or whatever type things that they sponsor. So it's all to enrich Oklahoma. Everything in OKC Sharp for Techlahoma is to enrich Oklahomans. Gin Studios is a national company that works in places all over the place. But we run the OKC Sharp group because we're headquartered here in Oklahoma City. There's a code of conduct, conduct.techlahoma.org, and that applies to the Twitch chat that we're in right now and the YouTube chat as well. The YouTube is Gin Studios YouTube, so it doesn't fall under Techlahoma, but same code of conduct, be respectful and all that sort of stuff. So a lot of these meetups stream to twitch.tv.techlahoma, so if you're on the YouTube, you can see that. Our YouTube is brand new, so it might be nobody on the YouTube, but you could see us on twitch.tv/Techlahoma. If you have Amazon Prime and you want to support Techlahoma, then you can do Twitch Prime. You can subscribe with on Twitch with your Twitch Prime using your Amazon account. So the sponsors of Techlahoma, I like to help them because I'm helping Techlahoma in this case, and it's Heartland Payment Systems and the Bison Technologies. Team Clinics is a direct sponsor of the OKC Sharp user group. So Team Clinics is Ryan Bupp is the head engineer for Team Clinics, and he likes to advertise Team Clinics here because he's sponsoring us by helping provide money to Techlahoma that can get funneled into OKC Sharp for things like meetup lunches and stuff like that. OKC Sharp, we're the main sponsor. So Gin Studios is my company, and Gin Studios is a software engineering firm. And we have a bunch of developers who are members of the Guild. And if you have questions about the Guild, as you might have seen from our video for 200 OK in the conference on Friday, or as you might have heard through the Twitch and through the Slack, go ahead and ping me in Slack about any of the questions you might have about the Guild, and I'll answer those questions. So OKC Sharp, this user group runs at 11:30 Central every first Monday of the month. So I'm not OKC Sharp. OKC Sharp isn't me, and it isn't Gin Studios. It's a user group in Slack, and there's 1,000 members or whatever the case is. And any one of you who are watching this right now and who have the ability to do one of these talks, go ahead and do it. Or if you want to be part of maybe a roundtable discussion or something like that, we also have these topic suggestions that we have for people have given these suggestions that of talks that they wish they could have. So if you could do one of these, that would be really cool. How to incorporate testing, comparing C# to other languages, Entity Framework and migrations, using Bash and Windows. These types of things that are sort of .NET development related. Breakdown of some sort of new feature. This was written a little while ago, so there's a little bit. It's a little bit behind technically. So I think I updated this a few months ago. So all kinds of C# or software engineering development things. If anyone's available to do any of these types of things or want to be on a roundtable discussion of these types of things, let me know. And today we're just going to do freestyle stuff. So today, no C# 10, no Rainer, or C# 11 for that case, which will be coming out in a bit. Some really cool features there. So if someone wants to schedule something on that, Rainer, since you happen to be saying something, doing a little talk on the upcoming features C# 11 would actually be really cool type of thing. So we're into this talk now. I can get rid of this. So yeah, this talk is just let me pull this up. Freestyle development. So if anyone has any ideas of like something you want to see programmed here, I'll just say it in the chat. So tic-tac-toe is something that we already discussed as an idea, and so I can go ahead and do that. But while I'm discussing what I'm doing, if you come up with ideas, go ahead and put it in here. So the idea is we have freestyle development going on. I literally didn't plan anything at all, so I'm just going to be creating like a console app, creating some services, creating some testing possibly, and doing some stuff in code. And that way, somebody seeing this could say, oh, hey, you did something wrong, or hey, you made a spelling mistake, or is that a standard? Or they could say on the other side of things, oh, what if you did this? This is a good idea, or what if you did this? And even if there's no feedback, somebody can look at this and be like, this looks like the way I do it. So I've gained confidence that what I'm doing is good, and maybe I should have more confidence in what I'm doing. And on the other side of that coin, there's like a 10-sided coin here. On the other side of that, if you're like, wow, this looks so different, I wonder why they're doing it like this, or I wonder if something that I could be doing could improve, or something that I'm doing, like I said in the beginning, maybe I could say, hey, you could improve at doing this, one way or the other. So given that, I've got Howard on here with me. He's on the call, so you'll be able to hear Howard. And Howard is one of the lead engineers at Gin Studios. So I'm going to, since there's no feedback about it, an idea. I think tic-tac-toe was a good idea that we'd come up with earlier before the stream officially started. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on that. Let's add a new project. I'm just going to add a console app. I'll call it tic-tac-toe. Yes, C#, .NET 6. All right. I'm not a fan of this. I thought I had changed it to be the other way. So I'm not a fan of this. So I'm going to say namespace gindev.freestyle.tic-tac-toe. And then public class main static void. Oh, public class program static void.
I was going to ask you if you had your the latest Visual Studio 2022.
Oh, I might not have done the latest updates. I know that you were actually, Howard was part of the move against defaulting to this. And so, yeah, they ended up listening to that stuff and made it so that you can change this. I don't remember where. Do you?
They added a checkbox right underneath the when you choose the .NET 6.
Okay. Yeah,
There's a checkbox there that says it's the wording is weird because they're trying to get it out there, but essentially you check the box and it does this instead of the top level.
Like right around here. Oh no,
yeah,
it'd be the next one. It'd be like
it's
right
the next
here.
one. I think it's right under there. Yeah, but you have to have the latest 2022.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we got hello world. So this is gonna be the start of our application. This I like this style a lot more than the what seems like doing scripting. I'm not a fan of like the scripting way. I'm trying to do real. I don't want to say real programming. I mean, Bash scripting can be real programming too. I'm trying to do compiled programming here, not scripting style programming. So, tic-tac-toe. What do you think I should start with, Howard? Do you have any ideas? This is just gonna be a console application, I believe.
Well, I don't know. Players, the grid.
Oh, the grid. Yeah, yeah. Let's do some grid. So, right grid. I'm just gonna make this a method here that will essentially just say console.writeLine, and we will end up generating this, but the idea will be something like dot 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 bam dot 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 bam dot dot dot, and then that like 3 times. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. Something like that. Let's see how that looks. Cool. It looks a lot like tic-tac-toe. Except we're going to want to generate this based on what people have filled in. Okay, so we've got the idea of writing a grid. Right line. Let's say, for now, let's just say that the player will always go first. So we'll say like, where do you want to go? Maybe if they haven't gone yet, we'll have numbers like this, and they just put a number in of where they want to go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So they write it, and it says, where do you want to go? And then they answer. Okay, and then we'll do a console.clear, and then a write line again. Of course, we'll put this in a loop, but it'll be something like that. Okay, so this answer is going to be a string, and we'll say, we'll have to put some validation around this, obviously. So if int.parse answer, try parse, answer out int location. Actually, I'm going to say if it equals false, then I'll do something else. That might end up changing. We might like it in the positive better or in the negative better. I'll start with the positive. Oops. You chose plus location. Now it's going to clear first. Let's just see how that looks. Where do you want to go? Let's say 9, enter. You chose 9, and then we're going to have to do something else like with that, which probably makes sense. File scoped namespaces are the future. Yeah. It reminds me of Java too much. Like then you're stuck to a folder structure. There's so many, at least a few times when I'm like, and this is Rainer said, file scoped namespaces of the future. There's a few times where I'm like, okay, I want to logically separate this into a folder, but keep a namespace that I want to manually control or keep it in the base namespace. I'm just doing this for file organization. I'm not saying that's always the way to do it or anything like that, but I hope it's not forced on us to do that. Like at least from my experience in Java, which is limited, it sort of forces you to follow the folder structure for the namespaces. I hope that's not true. I hope it's not forced on us. Like I don't know, that would just be annoying. What am I missing here? So we've got the...
We need to loop it.
Yeah, I guess loop it. Where do you want to go? So I guess if it's false, or if it's true, it'll do this. Otherwise, it'll fall through. So I'm not going to have to say right grid. So I'll just go ahead and put this inside of a loop. So it's inside of a while loop. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Rainer, that actually would be really cool. Semicolon after the namespace, and then, yeah. Yep. Okay, so while true, we'll just do a while true loop, and we'll break out of it manually at some point. And while true isn't something that you should necessarily depend on a lot of the time, I don't think. If we come up with a better condition, then we'll of course replace that. Okay, so where do you want to go? Answer equals console.readline, and we've got the integer if that, and location is, oh no, I forget how to do the syntax. Greater than 0, and location is less than or equal to 9. I know there's like a between that you can do now, but I haven't used that very much yet. Okay, so we'll go into here. Otherwise, it'll just like keep going in a circle. So what we're going to need here is, we've got an answer. I know what we can do. We can go ahead and do the part where we change this to an actual object now instead of manually doing that. So all right, so we've got a tic-tac-toe board, and it's going to have a what happened? Prop. It's weird. I think that's a bug. Like added an extra thing or something. Oh, do I have nullable on? I think it defaulted to having nullable. I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay.
That's every programmer ever.
Why is it giving this weird error? Okay, let me see. Oh, it generated me a constructor automatically. I don't think I've really paid attention to it doing that automatically before. Okay, so we've got a property here, and this is going to be a list of integers. 0 through 9, I think, is the best way to do that. This will be, should it be integers?
Or a dictionary. It's a dictionary. That's a dictionary with keys of int and string.
Oh, yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah, perfect. I know I didn't say I'm going to be doing nullable, but I'll make it nullable. And let's go ahead and default it. Okay, so we've got a new board, and then we'll say we've got a new location. So board dot tiles, and the constructor. I guess we can construct each of them. So so we know that it's here. So we'll say tiles location equals X. I think X is what the player should be, unless that seems backwards, but I think that's probably pretty good. Okay. So we're not going to default it here then. So we'll say 1 null, comma, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I could do this in a loop also. This is fast enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So board.tiles equals x. But after they go, then we have to say computer go. So computer go. Maybe we'll end up putting board at a different level, and maybe we'll end up putting this all inside of a service class instead. But for now, we'll do this, and we want to return the board. Cool. Of course, we're not going to do AI or anything like that, but for now, let's just say board dot first board. Oh, board dot tiles dot first dot where x dot link. Oh, tiles dot first. Oh, okay. X dot value equals null. Oh, okay, it's key value pair, of course, once you get to the first of this for a dictionary. So board.tiles.first dot key, and that just means board key, nope, change key equals O. Oh, God, I keep doing that. Dot tiles. Cool. Am I making any mistakes yet? So you go, it makes an X. The computer goes. We'll make this smarter. We'll make the computer smarter here in a second, I guess. And then it will clear the console. And it'll come back around and it'll write the grid for which we will have to pass in the board. It'll write the grid and it'll say, where do you want to go again? Cool. Just make sure it works. I know it's not going to actually have the grid update, but where do you want to go? It shouldn't do anything when I push X, but if I push 9, then it will end up doing something and clearing the board, apparently. 8, it does something. 10, it sort of errors a little bit. Let's say that it clears it no matter what, so that it can redo the loop. Let's go ahead and clear it at the top. Cool. All right, so let's make it write the grid. Think about how to do this. Nicky Jones. First or default. It's true. It could not find. It's possible it could, like at the end of the game, not find that. Yeah, $@ at. I'm gonna have to do that for this grid stuff. Let's do this, and let's say if change key equals null. I'm not sure what we'd end up doing here. This is almost immediately where I start to think of a monad, and that I would return a monad saying it couldn't be done. You know, something in this method couldn't be done, and then in here we would say Oh, something said it couldn't be done. Maybe we should be breaking out. Then again, at this point, I don't think we should be getting that far. So for now, I'm just going to say return null, which is not, let's do this. Not something that I'm used to doing. You can't do null on a KVP, key value pair. See, this is my problem with first or default. This is my problem with key value pairs. First or default ends up being really clumsy. So I'm gonna actually back out of this for now. It's a good suggestion, but I need more work. I'd have to put more work into it than I want to do for this quick stream on that. Okay, so $@ let's go ahead and make it a little bit clunky looking in here, but or.tiles 1 because it's not an indexer, it's a key of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just see if that updates with our little thing here. There's nothing in there. If it's nulls, I should probably make it a space, make it print a space or something like that. But let's just say 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. We did it. Nobody won either. That's so. What do you think, Howard?
It works.
It works. Let's go ahead and do this. So that's a if null. So it's this, but if null is what comes back, then let's do this instead. This isn't a beautiful way to generate this board, but it's pretty nice. Can put a check for open spaces before. Do the space number instead of the empty string. What is the space number? What is the key for that? Rainer. Is that a constant? Like string.space or something like that? Oh, the number you type. Duh, I'm so stupid. I thought maybe there's like a string.empty, but string.spaces or something. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that we had that space number. I'm stupid. Yeah, and if this ended up being a little more dynamic, it would just for each instance sort of a loop, it would say, okay, well, I is 9, and we'll put I here or something like that. Yeah, yeah, I have constants like that too. 4 space constant and 8 space constant for depending on like nesting levels and stuff. I've definitely done stuff like that. Okay, so our board is back. I'll put ASDF. It just does nothing. I want to go to space 8. All right, made that an X and made the first one an O, and then I want to put another ASDF. Nothing's changing with that, but I put 3. Cool. All right, the computer's not very smart or anything like that. Actually, if I kept going, it would have. Oh, I would have won first though, possibly. But yeah, that's pretty good. It's good stuff. I think at this point, I'm going to move this into a service. So I'm going to say refactor method. Here's a nice little bug. I did refactor method and it has this highlighted. I know that's another thing that Howard is active on the Microsoft forums about.
Yeah, that'll be fixed in 17 point to whatever. Yeah, it's coming though. Fix is coming for it. So did I spell it right? Service. All right, let's get rid of these statics in here.
They probably could be static, actually. A lot of this stuff, I might go ahead and keep them as static. Some of them. But let's make this so that we inject a board so that the state of the board is tied to one service, which we would then usually say the state that this service is using is tied to a database, and we would inject a repository or something like that. But we're not doing database stuff right now. So we'll just say that the board is holding our state, sort of like a service would be doing. What? Tic-tac-toe board is less accessible than tic-tac-toe service? Oh, is this a private class? Did it make it a private class? Internal? Oh, gosh dang it. Some people's kids. Okay, cool. So we'll say var tic-tac-toe service equals new tic-tac-toe service with a board in it. I know that we could new this up inside of the constructor and whatnot, but I'd rather dependency inject it as if it's like a repository or something like that. It's holding the state. So now I will say oh, it's read only, which would usually be a good type thing because you don't want to be editing things. Actually, we could say keep that read only, but say board.tiles equals I had the idea of moving this dictionary as just keeping it a dictionary, but that I like having an object that's named, so I'm gonna keep it like that. So I'm gonna say dictionary of int string. Yeah, now we can get rid of all these dot tiles things that I had in here. Cool. So this needs to be public, so we can call it. And these can be static because I'm passing the tiles in. And there's a good reason for that I would get into if we got as far as unit testing, but I don't know how far we're going to get with that sort of stuff. So I will say bam.doWork. Run game. Much better. And then, of course, get rid of that. Okay, now we can get out of the program.cs and say we have a service that runs the game, and we need to put something else in here. We need a few more things in here. What jumps out to you is the first thing that we need to get rid of here? That works. Yeah, I think it pretty much works. First thing that jumps out to me, I think, is that if the board place is already there, if I put space 1 2 times, then it should not work. Ooh, that's actually a good example of this then. And board.tiles location equals null. So this is, I think, what happened? It did way more than I thought it would do. Okay. I could say is. Some people like having the word is for a Boolean. So if is valid location, so this is going to try to parse it. It's going to check these things that make sure that it's a place we can go to. And we can put a lot more logic inside this method too to make sure that the location is valid. And then it will out. Since it has an out parameter, I get valid location. It should be a try, like a try parse type method. Could even say try parse location. You could name it something more like that. It automatically did this, which is weird. Out int location. Cool. So now it won't. Now it'll also fail if it's not null already. So let's test that out. So 1 is perfect. Try to go to 1 again. It just ignores it. It just does the loop. So it'll just fall through the if statement and just do the loop and keep trying some more. Some Ruby feedback from Rainer. I've literally never done Ruby, which is sad because I know it's super popular, but also I've just never had a need for it. I don't think quite yet. But yeah, whenever someone says something about Ruby, it makes me want to go look into it, but then I remember I don't have time for that type of thing. Okay, so that's one thing. What else are we missing then? Okay, so let me run it. So we've got 1, 3, 5. I guess win condition. Win condition makes sense. So where should we check the win condition? Because we shouldn't just always let the computer go before. We shouldn't always make both players go. We should be able to check it after each player goes. How about we have run game return a Boolean that is either true if you win or false if the computer wins. And then just do like that. You have a better idea, Howard, or a different thing that
Well, I think the win condition should be checked before you accept an input.
Oh. So before here.
Yeah, so if the computer already won, you say, something like you lost and then return.
And this can't really be Boolean, I don't think. Okay, yeah, okay. It can be. It's a little bit weird to follow, but I think it can be at the moment. So then if you go, Google's just too helpful. So if it finds it here, then it's false. But if it finds it here, which is after you go, well, it'll have to be after it puts your thing in. Then it returns true. I think we can decide if you go first or the computer goes first. We can just put this up here instead. But for now, we'll keep it that you go first. Okay, so win condition met. While I'm writing this, anyone feel free to jump in if they come up with a much cleaner solution. So if board, let's pass in the tiles again, because I don't have to put board.tiles every single time. I don't think I've ever done this before. Can you do that? I don't think you can. You have to do and, obviously.
You need tiles needs a type.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I messed that up. If tiles 1 equals 2 and tiles 1 equals 3, and tiles 1 does not equal null, then return true.
You should probably have essentially row 32 should be like a row check.
Oh yeah.
check row 1, check row 2, check row 3, check column
like
1,
that.
check column 2, 3, and then of course check the 2 diagonals.
Row. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we'll do this, and then this is just going to be one more. And then there's going to be 2 more. Nice. Okay, yeah. If now we can expand this. If check row or check row or check row.
The math isn't right, I don't think. Because you'd want to multiply it. So essentially, if it's row 1, you're good. But if it's row 2, you'd want to add 3 plus 1.
Oh,
plus 2.
okay. Because this would be row. The part of, another way to say that is this wouldn't have to be 2. This would have to be 4, and then this would have to be 7. But then this math will work out. But
correct.
So you're saying if it's row 2, I could also do that in here. So var row. Okay, let's do row index or row equals row index times 3. That's not going to be exactly right, but so if they pass in 1, I'd want it to come out to 1. If they pass in 2, row index minus 1 times 3. Okay, so from this, 2 would give us 3 and then do plus 1. Okay. So if they pass in row 1, it becomes 0. So this becomes 0. So this becomes a 1. So 1 becomes 1. If they pass in 2, it becomes 1, and then multiplies, it becomes 3, and plus 1 becomes 4. And they pass in 3. Then this becomes 2, which means it becomes 6, and then plus 1 would be 7. And so then the math would equal out. Could just keep it simple and hard code all the checks for victory. We definitely could pass in all the checks for victory to make the unit testing. I mean, that's step 1 when you're unit testing, do the basics. I think this is good for the rows, though. We need to do the same thing for the columns, which is going to be a completely different thing. Check column. Okay, so that's going to be so column 1 needs to start with 1, but we would say return. Wait, let's see. Actually, the column will still be 1, 2, and 3, so that's perfectly fine for column. So return tiles. So assuming we're talking about the first one, tiles column equals tiles column plus, it's just always going to be plus 3. And tiles, oops, it did way too much autocomplete for me there. Column equals tiles column plus 6. So if it's at 1, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think this looks right for check column. And then so if 1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 equals 9, and 1's not null, diagonals. So it'd be this for, oops, this. So that'd be 3 equals 5 and 3 equals 7 and 3 is not null. This is where we should be doing test-driven development at a unit test, but I don't want this to go on forever. We should have started with the unit test probably. Let's just see what we're working with here. Okay, so if I say 1, they say 2. And if I say 4, they say 3. And then I say 7. Something happened. Yay, someone won. We don't want to break everything though, so let's go back to the program. You suck. Yeah, that looks good. I think you suck is good. But it didn't put the x in the square. You're right. Yeah, I think I saw that also. It didn't put the x in there. So 1, 4, 7, you won. Okay. Let's try it again and say 4, 5, 6. Okay, because I put 6 in first, so it never got around to asking him for his thing. So let's just do a better example. Okay, so 4, 5, 7. You suck. We did it. We're making tic-tac-toe. Oh, good times. So yeah, right. It did not put the x in, or it did. It did put the x in there, but it didn't. It cleared it, and then it didn't get to the right grid. Oh, it wrote the grid, and then it said it did all this stuff, and it said return false. Wait. So it put the x in that I did. Oh, it's just doing return true. That's why it never got around to returning the thing. Put that as part of the write grid, so it just clears it. Whenever it's going to write the grid, it's going to clear it first. Maybe I should just come back over to the program, and after it does this, we can say result.writeGrid. And that's static, I think. Just kidding. Oh, that's a Boolean, tic-tac service.
It's static. And the right grid's static?
Oh, it's static, duh, you're right. Bam. Service, I need to put the right thing on there. All right, now let's check what Brett said. Okay, so I say 1, 4, 7. Bam! Okay, cool. Cool, I like that. Well, I think at this point, it'd be cool to give the computer a little bit of intelligence. I don't know how exactly I would do that off the top of my head, but let's go to the service. Computer, go. Okay, so there's offense and there's defense. So I could say, I'm imagining filling in one of the tiles, one of the empty tiles, maybe first, or maybe going through a loop, and saying, having it check the win condition, having it call win condition met for those tiles, and so it can see if the user wins. So if the user is going to win by going to a certain place, it'll force it to go there. It'll say, okay, well then I'll go there. I think adding defense would be the first thing. Having AI of where the best places to go next offensively may not be in the scope of this, but I think I have a couple minutes to put some defense in here. So let's say, that works, right? Doesn't that make an exact copy? I think it does. All right, so for each of the possible spaces to go, so where the value is null, I'm going to say tile can't do this, can you? Yeah. I hate key value pairs so much. Equals X. Tile is a key value pair. Okay, so we'll say tiles, tile key equals X. Okay, cool. So we're gonna, this is the user is X, but we're gonna say, okay, let's do that, and then say if when condition met copy. Oh, we should be using copy, huh? Not tiles. If when condition met, this is the dictionary of why isn't this static? Static. If when condition met, then tiles tile.key equals O, and then we need to have this multi-line return tiles. Cool, so if it happens to find one of those where the when condition gets met from putting an X there, then it will put an O there, and it will return its set. Otherwise, it'll just do first. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, I suppose. Nope, what build errors? You're crazy. Ta-da! First try. All right, so if I say 1, it put an O over here. I don't like that. Does that mean it assumed that there was a when condition that could have happened over here? If I say 4, it should go to 7. It didn't go to 7. I feel like it's off by 1. Like maybe the indexing is happening weird. Let's use our first breakpoint. 1, go. So it has a copy of the dictionary. 1 has an X in it. That's exactly right. And then, so in the copy, it tries to put an X in 2. Is the when condition met? No.
You need to clear that copy.
I need to have this. Oh, I need to clear the copy. Thank you.
You need to unset that copy, yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. There's probably a cleaner way to do this, but for time's sake, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just go see if that works. That's a good point. Bingo Howard. 1, okay. 4, cool. It went in 7. Very nice. So I try to go in 7. I can't go in 7. I try to go in 5. It blocks me. I try to go in 9. I win. Nice. All right. I think I'm going to cut it off here, and I'll because I don't want to go into a bunch of AI and offensive stuff because we're sort of coming down to the wire anyway. But I think this is a lot of fun. I think I think doing this little pair programming thing, freestyle. I'll check this into a GitHub and post it inside of the OKC Sharp, um, the Slack channel. But yeah, I think this was a lot of fun to do this with you guys, and maybe we can come up with another thing. If you have ideas that you guys come up with, of course, just put them in OKC Sharp's Slack channel and whatnot. And let's just do another thing next time, or maybe even like half of a thing next time, or we can continue this next time and give it some offensive abilities. Plus add some unit testing and do all that sort of stuff. Ooh, yeah, Connect 4. That's a good idea, Howard. Yeah, good times. I had a lot of fun with this, and so I'm going to post this link inside of this link to our Google Meet inside of this chat here. And I don't know, if you want to join to chat about what we just did or come up with some ideas for next time, then let me know. There's the link. And I hope to see you guys next time in our next OK